Chapter 328, 1000-Foot Gravity Dungeon. This chapter is updated by Novels.pl. Zhang Yuochen first passed the 8-point formation and then directly rushed toward the life gate. A man, who looked to be in his early 20s, went out of the life gate and met Zhang Yuochen with a heavy knife in his hand. Zhang Yuochen, I am ordered by the young master to kill you. Zhang Yuochen gazed at him for an instant, asking, "Can you block me?" If I had not broken through to the heaven realm, I would not be your opponent. But now, I am afraid that we are not at the same level. That man was obviously overconfident in his strength. Seek Sinkong also rushed out of the 8-point formation and went up to Zhang Yuochen. He warned him, "Zhang Yuochen, he is Murong Bear, one of the 7 young masters of the black market and a disciple of the Shadow Sword sect. I will deal with him after taking the petals of the Nirvana Fire Spirit Flower and breaking through to the heaven realm." Seek Sinkong, do you think that you have an opportunity to break through into the realm? Murong Bear looked at the rest of the 25 warriors at the initial stage of the heaven realm, saying, "Everyone, listen to me. Anyone who passes through the 8-point formation must be killed immediately. I will deal with Zhang Yuochen." A short time ago, Seek Sinkong had taken the liquid refined from the petals of the Nirvana Fire Spirit Flower and performed his exercises to fully absorb its efficacy and break through to the heaven realm. By Seek Sinkong's side, Zhang Yuochen waved his sword sideways and glanced at Murong Bear. He said, "Murong Bear, you are not my opponent, even if you have broken through to the heaven realm. Pitting yourself against me is a losing game." Murong Bear laughed and said, "Zhang Yuochen, you are so complacent. Even if you are in the top 100 on the Earthboard, how can you belittle other geniuses? If you are so skilled, show me what you've got." Murong Bear moved laterally and performed the 8-step cicada catching, a mid-class martial technique of the spiritual stage. He thrust forward a single step to form a figure. Subsequently, he formed the other figure 10 meters away. When he took the 5th step, 5 figures had been left behind. At that moment, he appeared behind Zhang Yuochen and slashed obliquely with his knife. As one of the 7 young masters of the black market, Murong Bear had to be a top-notch person. When he was in the Earth realm, he had the power to fight against warriors in the heaven realm. Now that he had reached the heaven realm, he was even more extraordinary. Strong men, such as Go Shizhen and Jin Yaeun, could not be counted as his opponent. For this reason, Murong Bear was overconfident after reaching the heaven realm. He thought that he had ranked on the list of first-class masters, so he belittled Zhang Yuochen, who was in the Earth realm. Without turning around, Zhang Yuochen stood there and directly backhanded his palm. Urged by the genuine chi, Zhang Yuochen's arms looked like dragon's arms. Dragon and elephant returning to Earth, Zhang Yuochen slapped Murong Bear's lower abdomen with massive hand strength pouring out. He reacted so quickly that, without it even touching his body, my knife was struck and flung away by the strength of his hand. Murong Bear remained calm, promptly performed exercises, and activated the genuine chi inside of him to support a half-meter thick celestial body shield. Zhang Yuochen pitted Murong Bear's celestial body shield against his palm, which was the most masculine. When the layer of celestial body shield would be destroyed soon, Murong Bear promptly placed his knife transversely toward him off. He held the hilt with his right hand and pressed the blade with his left. He lowered his legs and sank into the ground to burst out all of his strength. Bang! The celestial body shield was smashed by his palm strength and collided with the saber. A mounting momentum poured out of the saber into Murong Bear's arms, which shook him and forced him to slip backward, leaving a half-meter deep fissure in the ground. What a powerful palm! As Murong Bear's arms trembled with pain, he surprisingly stared at Zhang Yuochen with an incredible look. "I have broken through to the heaven realm. How can I be defeated by him with one palm?" A little stunned, Zhang Yuochen never thought that his all-out palm would ward him off. He has proven himself to be one of the 7 young masters in the black market. If I had not broken through to the completion of the Earth realm, I would be unlikely to win a fight against him. However, since I have already reached the completion of the Earth realm, it should not be difficult to cope with him. To defend him, Zhang Yuochen was still standing by Seek Sinkong, rather than chasing Murong Bear. Meanwhile, 2 warriors at the initial stage of the heaven realm wanted to ambush him. However, Zhang Yuochen repelled them with his sword, so that no one could step any closer. Murong Bairn snorted and said, Zhang Yuochen, you really have some skill. Now, it seems that I must get serious. I am also curious about how strong you will be when you are serious. Zhang Yuochen looked at ease and faintly smiled. 1,000-foot gravity dungeon. Murong Bairn clapped his hands to release the tremendous genuine qi inside of his body, resulting in a vision of heaven and earth. Affected by his genuine qi, all of the spiritual qi in the water gathered around him to form a gravity dungeon, covering an area of 1,000 feet. In the gravity dungeon, everyone had to bear tenfold gravity, so their speed and power were greatly restrained. However, Murong Bairn could make an exception, because he had just broken through to the heaven realm. He could burst out tenfold gravity. If he broke through to the mid-stage of the heaven realm, he would burst out 20-fold gravity. Faced with an ordinary army, Murong Bairn would do nothing but perform the 1,000-foot gravity dungeon, which could cripple tens of thousands of soldiers. After entering the heaven realm, a top genius could be considered to have gained the mastery of martial arts and reached a higher level in martial arts. What Murong Bairn initiated was the 6th level gravity sacred mark, which had gravitational property in genuine qi. Thus, he was so mighty that he could ward off one move of Zhang Yuochen's dragon and elephant Prajnapalm. Zhang Yuochen, how much more power can you unleash under tenfold gravity? Murong Bairn laughed loudly, lifted his heavy knife, and attacked Zhang Yuochen once again. Murong Bairn was not affected and kept a surprising speed. In an instant, it broke through the sound barrier. Bang! There was a loud cracking sound. Murong Bairn rushed at Zhang Yuochen and a grim smile appeared on his face. He held the knife with both hands and thrust forward toward Zhang Yuochen's heart with its tip. Tenfold gravity indeed had some influence on Zhang Yuochen. However, Zhang Yuochen had practiced the dragon and elephant Prajnapalm under 30-fold gravity. Thus, the 1,000-foot gravity dungeon performed by Murong Bairn had only a minor influence on Zhang Yuochen. Murong Bairn was faster than Zhang Yuochen, so Zhang Yuochen could not avoid his knife, but could only take it. Zhang Yuochen gained mastery by striking only after his enemy had struck. He chopped with one stroke and Murong Bairn's saber broke apart in his hands and dropped to the ground. Then, Zhang Yuochen slapped Murong Bairn's chest, which shattered his celestial body shield and sent him flying away again. How could it be possible? Murong Bairn could not figure out how Zhang Yuochen could be so fast and so strong under tenfold gravity. Zhang Yuochen left no chance for Murong Bairn to fight back. Moving forward 2 steps, he held the blade with both hands, mobilized the genuine qi in his entire body, and swung his sword to chop down. Although Murong Bairn flew through the air and could not borrow any force, cyan beams appeared on his body. Swoosh! Cyan beams gathered to form a big clock, 4 meters high, to guard him. Bang! After the Abyss Ancient Sword chopped at the big clock, a layer of ripples appeared on the surface of the big clock of genuine qi. A strong impact force erupted to burst apart the big clock, which smashed into the crystal wall of the Dragon Palace along with Murong Bairn. After the big clock of genuine qi had dispersed, Murong Bairn and his heavy broken knife dropped to the ground. He has an amulet treasure on his body. Zhang Yuochen rushed out once again and chopped at Murong Bairn's neck with his sword. Half kneeling on the ground, Murong Bairn quickly drew out a golden dagger and held it up, intending to ward off Zhang Yuochen's sword. With a bang, the Abyss Ancient Sword chopped at the golden dagger. Under the inverted power, the back of the dagger got directly close to Murong Bairn's neck. Like a thunder strike, Murong Bairn's right knee crashed into the flagstone with a loud bang. A big pit centered on his body with a 7-meter diameter was formed in the ground. Boom! Under the impact of genuine qi, a torrent of water poured out in all directions. More than 20 masters at the initial stage of the heaven realm in the black market walked unsteadily and continually retreated. That meant that the power of Zhang Yuochen's blow was quite strong. Obviously, the golden dagger drawn out by Murong Bairn later was of a very high grade because it could withstand a strike of the Abyss Ancient Sword without fracturing. Holding the hilt with both hands, Murong Bairn was still struggling to ward off Zhang Yuochen's sword. If he failed to ward it off, his neck would be chopped off. Ginya stood on the warship and overlooked the Dragon Palace, telling herself, Jiang Yuochen is really a genius. Without breaking through to the heaven realm, he is capable of beating Murongben. It seems like Di Yi can be suppressed only by Jiang Yuochen cooperating with Xingling. At present, she was most concerned that Di Yi would slaughter people in the Dragon Palace. Considering Di Yi's cultivation, Duanmu Xingling would not be able to defeat Di Yi, even if Duanmu Xingling unlocked the seal inside. However, it would not be difficult to deal with Di Yi if Jiang Yuochen were to team up with Duanmu Xingling. At that moment, Duanmu Xingling, Huang Yanjun, Chen Xia, Shang Kiki, and warriors of the Duanmu family successively passed through the 8-point formation and arrived at the square inches front of the Dragon Palace to join Xingkong, who was breaking through to the heaven realm. All of them have only reached the earth realm, so the 10 of us can kill them. The others should go to help the young master deal with Jiang Yuochen, said an elder just at the initial stage of the heaven realm. 25 warriors at the initial stage of the heaven realm in the black market were divided into 3 groups. The 5 strongest warriors were responsible for guarding the life gate, 10 warriors went to kill the warriors of the Duanmu family, and the remaining 10 people rushed toward Jiang Yuochen and Murongben.